good midday, everyone. Whether that's 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, or even 2 o'clock. Very nice to see you all. Sorry we weren't with you last week, but I think we'd explained. Sandra and I were otherwise occupied, but hugely grateful to Maria Santos and Marta and colleagues for covering the sessions last week and also today. I just wanted to say hi again. Nice to see you all. I've been missing you, really very much missing you. So it's very nice to be back in the loop. I hope you're all looking forward to Easter and you have some nice chocolate things already in the store cupboards to be eating next week. We take a little break with modules between next week and the week after, and then we pick up again on the 17th of April. So that will be the start of module 4. However, that gives you a little bit of time just to catch up with some stuff, do some additional reading in the European Nature Academy resources. Don't forget your task 1, your pod task 1. I hope that's going well. We've asked for that to be completed by Friday next week, I think, is that the 7th? But I hope you're all organized with that. And then I just wanted to ask a very quick question. How are you all feeling with the pace of the modules? Is it manageable? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Are you thinking, oh, I can't wait for Easter? Everything okay? Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down or a yay. I see a lot of thumbs up. Very good, very good. Okay, so yesterday we sent a message with all the Zoom links for the forthcoming meetings. There's the one today, of course. And then there's 3 other Zoom meetings already scheduled. One for 18th April, at 1 o'clock, 1300 hours CET, Friday the 21st of April, which is 11 o'clock CET, and then Tuesday the 25th of April, which is 11 o'clock CET. So it's just so you can, don't panic, it's just so you can reserve those dates in your diaries and the times as well. So, okay. Without further ado, I'm going to hand over back to Santos, and Santos is going to introduce the session today. So, have fun.
Thank you, Neil. Hola a todos. And I will just introduce Jorge Sánchez Cruzado, who is the leader of this webinar, of this session. Just to remind that we are, let's say, closing the sequence of 2 modules, Module 2 and Module 3, that have been devoted to participation and governance, mostly hosted by Marta Mujica, who is also with us today. And we have one individual task, apart from the pod task that Neil just mentioned. We had an additional individual task on Module 2 that most of you have completed, so you can forget about it, but there are like 6 or 7 people around there, I don't remember who are them, and that they have still to complete this individual task 1 assigned to Module 2, so please don't forget to do that before going to your Easter holiday. And as I was saying, today we kind of finish the sequence of modules 2 and 3 about participation and governance with an expert in these issues, who is Jorge Sánchez Cruzado. Thank you, Jorge, for being with us today and for having prepared the previous videos that you have probably watched. He has also prepared the dynamics that we will follow today, this morning, or this midday, or whatever it's called. So we will be together for an hour and a half with Jorge. Jorge is an expert in participation, in governance. He is affiliated with a social enterprise based in Madrid, which is called Altequio, which are, in our opinion, they are like the best in this business. So we are really happy to have their collaboration also here in Enable and in this course. So Jorge, whenever you want. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Santos, for the great introduction. It's such a pleasure for me to be here today with you. And yeah, we are gonna continue exploring designing participative processes and tools for designing good processes. I hope you had the chance to watch the videos that were sent in this week. And yeah, also this is so just to say that if you have any questions regarding the videos and you would like to get some more information of any tools and that, you can write me an email anytime and I will put it in the chat. So there you have my contact, and I will be very happy to support you with questions and reflections on the content of the videos. So today, as we are speaking about participation, I designed a very participative session. So the main goal of it is to explore what is the experience on participative processes from this room, and also, yeah, reflect on that experiences and learnings. And so we'll have 3 parts in this session. The first part is going to be kind of an icebreaker, so that we can connect with connecting peers or groups of 3 people. And we're going to share a little bit about what's our experience running participative processes, and especially I would invite you to share some really good experiences or good practices that you have along your experience as managers or planners in protected areas. So from that icebreaker, we will come into our pods, and we will go deepening on what are the learnings from our experience. So there I will show the methodology, how are we doing that. And after, as a final part of the session, we're gonna create a list of recommendations for designing and running good participative processes. And so from that, we will have a product, and we will have this product that hopefully will be useful for you and your colleagues and your team when designing participative processes, about recommendations for designing good processes. So I don't know if there's any questions or comments before coming into this icebreaker. So are we ready? Okay, so we'll have now 10 minutes. We will split into groups of 3. And the question is sharing your experience, like especially good practices or good experiences that you have both designing and running participative processes. Okay, so I'm gonna activate the breakout rooms, and I'll see you in 10 minutes. Welcome back. So probably it was a bit short to share all experiences, but I hope at least you have some little time to connect to each other and share some ideas and some experiences of participative processes. So before coming to the next exercise, is there something that came into the conversation that was like very inspiring, or something that was really surprising, or something that you would like to share in the main room for the whole group? Something that, I don't know, maybe you found someone that is really working on something very similar to what you're doing now, or some very similar experiences, or anything that was inspiring. Anyone wants to share some? We were very curious. Yeah, there's one there from Martina, please.
Yes. Well, hi. I would like to say that I would like to share a story of Morena, my colleague, but I'm from the North Adriatic and Morena is from the Central Adriatic. And well, I really don't have some good story to tell about my parks, because Brioni was really closed for the public for many years. There is no inhabitants. and everything is really top down. And the system in Croatia, unfortunately, is very, well, the colleagues are very reluctant to accept stakeholders in the participation in the co-management. Only what is, I think, obligatory should be carried on, like some public consultation, but not really, there is no willingness to include the NGOs in the management, although they are doing really an amazing job. And what Morena did on the island of Silba, and I saw Ivana here, and she's from Silba, hi, as one of the stakeholders, it was a really major step for nature protection in Croatia, because recently their management plan for this small island in the central Adriatic was accepted, and she managed to find a small catch in the law saying that there could be some kind of contract with stakeholders or other parties for the implementation of some activities in the management plan. And it was accepted the first time. And that means that they will make a contract with an NGO that will do carry on monitoring. And a question in our group was, are they paid for that? And no, the answer is no. The NGO should find their own funding for that, but in comparison with the public institution that will help them. So it's a joint work, and I hope they are the first one, but I really hope not the last one, and that it will be the opening of the co-management scheme in our country. So Morena, thank you.
Thank you so much, Martina. All right, so yeah, good experiences, good practices. There's a comment in the chat also. Our group, Neil McKinson said, our group agreed that dancing is key. Fun is central to breaking down barriers, working inclusively and achieving progress towards common values. You can achieve a serious purpose using not so serious approaches. And Alexander said, we agreed on the importance of listening and including locals. So both are really important, like making the participation a fun process so that people get really engaged. And for that also it's very important to listen carefully, to their voices and messages. All right, so we're gonna continue with the next exercise. With bring wine and food for serious meetings. That's also very, very attractive for many participants, and also a good way to taste local foods, and local products from the territories. All right, so let's continue deepening in the learnings that we got from all these experiences. So we're gonna work now in our pods. And I'm going to show you, we're going to be working on a template. And I'm going to share my screen for a bit so that I will explain this exercise. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Good.
So we're going to have this template and we're going to go exploring our learnings when designing and running participative processes. So we have 4 quadrants divided by the axis of things that were planned and things that were not planned. And the other axis is things that didn't went well and things that went well. So here we have things that were planned and went well, things that were not planned but went well, things that were planned but didn't went well, and things that were not planned and didn't went well. As example, for example, we planned to have food and drinks, and it went well because people was very happy be part of the process, and they will enjoy the sharing this time. Things that were not planned but went well. Like, for example, someone that was not invited to the process. It was really a key person of making this very dynamic or bringing a very important voice. And maybe we didn't thought of inviting him in the beginning. So things that were planned but went well. For example, maybe we spent a lot of resources in designing materials that at the end were not used. And so it's like, oh, what are we doing then with all these materials that we have now? And things that were not planned and didn't go well can be like, for example, if someone came to the workshop on a wheelchair and the room was not accessible. And so it was very tough, no, to say this person or to help this person come in because the room was not accessible. So those are the things that can give us a learnings and from our experience. So instead, we will be working in pods. I will share with you this template. So all of the pods have one of these flowers, let's say. And so here first we have the forest pods, like Wecan, Forest Navigations. Oh, by the way, I love the names you chose for the pods. Resilient Forest, Forest Gum, Oak, and Forest. And then we have the marine pods, adaptive seagulls, yellow submarine, and power of diversity. So when you come into this template, you can zoom in and out with your mouse wheel, and you can easily add the sticky notes on there on the quadrants. So if you come to your template, you can just double click to include the sticky notes where you can add your ideas. I think it's getting a little bit slow, but yeah, with double clicking, it's a little bit slow for me. I hope it's not for you, but I think it's because I'm running several apps on my device. So I'm gonna delete this one. So just with double click, you can add the sticky notes, and also here on the left, you have different colors of sticky notes, different shapes that you can just put in the graph. Okay. So I'm gonna share a set the link to this template, and are there any questions before coming into the exercise?
Yeah, Jorge. So we have to answer all these like 4 sides of this flower with the experiences we had at some participatory process, or
you will have around you will have around 30 minutes. You can decide how to split the time. So it's more like having a conversation. Maybe you can decide in your pod to spend, I don't know, like 8 to 10 minutes per quadrant, or maybe you can go just reflecting about experiences, and when you find some facts and some elements, you can go putting them in the different quadrants. So it's up to you in the pods, like how the conversation goes. So maybe you can start like things planned and that went well, things planned that didn't went well, and you can go putting the ideas in the template. Okay. Any more questions before coming into the exercise? I just put the link to the template in the chat. And,
okay, great. So I've seen, you've been working a lot and putting many ideas, and from an outer perspective, it's been great to see all the ideas that you've been sharing. And well, I'm gonna just, we don't have time like to see all them, but I said before, we're gonna put all together, and you will get a document where you can see all the ideas that have been put on this template. So I'm just gonna do a quick review. That how you see that all the groups were have been working. And I said, I'm going to put all them together, and you will have the time to reflect on the reviewing them. And so, yeah, there's some still some groups working on it. And now we are going to go into the, well, before coming to the next exercise, I just would like to give, I don't know, 2-3 minutes. If there's something like really inspiring that came to you in your conversation, or some very key insights that you discovered while sharing your experiences, something that you would like to share with the big group. Something that you found very relevant or useful. And yeah, well, I think we are ready to go for the next exercise. Okay, so in the next part, from this conversation that we just had, now you see that I uncovered these new blocks for recommendations. So the invitation is now from the conversation that we had around all these learnings and all these things that went well, didn't went well, were planned or not. So now, what would be our recommendations for designing and running participative processes? What would we recommend to others or to us in the future for designing new participative processes? And so, yeah, the invitation is for all the pods to put in this block under your flower. Yeah, your key ideas, your key experiences or learnings to recommend. And with all together, we will, yeah, with all the recommendations, we will put them together to create like a list of recommendations that I think it can be a very useful product for you, and also, yeah, for your teams and for your work on designing participative processes. So we're going to come back again into our pods, and we'll have around 20 minutes to think about all that we commented. What would be our key recommendations, right? So yeah, the rooms are open, and you can come back to your pods, and I will go informing with the time, and yeah, we have 20 minutes for this exercise. Thank you so much for joining this exercise. We've been following some of the recommendations that you've been writing down in the template, and it looks really amazing. There's many elements, many things, and well, for today, we don't have time to review all them. But as I said before, you will have them in as a product. So we will collect them and put them together. And so yeah, thank you so much for putting all your ideas in this exercise. And we are just in the very last minutes of the workshop today. So I wonder if there is any message that was very inspiring for you during this exercise, and that you would like to share here in the plenary before closing. So how was this exercise for you? Did you have any great insight or ideas or reflections? Is there anyone?
I think I do, if I can.
Yes, Timea, and then
Yes.
Lydia.
Okay. It was lovely. First, because it was very interactive, and it made us really think about how we involve our stakeholders. But what was really inspiring is that we in our pods never talked about these kind of things before, and it was nice to see that others have their limitations also in how they can involve their stakeholders. But what I saw is very common in all of us. We were 4 of us in this pod today, but we all want to do great things, even if the circumstances are not in our favor sometimes. And we realized it is very important to get involved our stakeholders in different forms, and to create emotion and to create this kind of attachment to the area, so they get more closer and they see new perspectives. And sometimes you might not have all the stakeholders on your side, but you might have some groups of them, and then it's good to involve them and to show like good examples of how we can do it, and then the rest will come afterwards when you have the great results. So yeah, this was a common thing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tina. I think Lydia raised her hand, right?
Yes, thank you. It was very inspiring to see that even in our pod, now that we discussed all our experiences, it was so in agreement with all these, the material that we had on the platform. It was amazing, all that with the smaller groups, that small is nice, as they say. And to be prepared, have an agenda, and focused in the people that are participating, and also be more humane. I mean, be personal with them. This is something that just came spontaneously in our pod discussion. So I think it's totally in agreement with all these that you teach us. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Lydia. Yeah, very important messages that you are bringing, Timea and Lydia, of being more human, of connecting with the people, and how we can create meaningful conversations in our protected areas. So it is 1:30 now, and yeah, we want to take care of time, and we also want to really thank you for coming here today. I hope this has been a good time for you, that it helped to reflect on your participative processes. And as said, we will get back to you all the results of this workshop. And yeah, and good luck. And I hope you enjoy the rest of the course. And some of my colleagues will be with you in a few sessions, also speaking about conflicts. And from my side, yeah, I'm done with my part. So it's been really a pleasure. And I hope all information and activities that I prepared, I hope they can be useful for you. Also, as I have put my email, I can put it again on the chat. If you have any questions, sorry, I'll take it as Jorge. Yeah, there it is. So yeah, thank you so much, as said. I wonder if Santos wants to say something from the Europark.
Just to thank you all for this lovely meeting, and because Neil has just had to leave, I will, speaking in the name of Neil or on behalf of all the organization of this Enable project, thank you all. Thank you, Jorge, for your contribution today, to all the participants, of course, and see you again after these 2 weeks vacation holiday that we will have because of the Easter pause. We will meet again in a couple of weeks to resume our work with module 4, 5, and the following. So see you after holidays. Bye.